Peace. Assalamu alaikum. How's everybody doing? It's Daniel Lucas once again. So, of course, my shipment came in. I'm gonna do three of them right now. Okay, and that is the Rapido Greenbrier 7780 cubic foot reefer. Okay, I got one for lineage. Okay, I got one for Greenbrier Management Services, and I got one for Trans. Now, okay, just give you a little background or whatever. Lineage, took over some time ago, took over Trans. So with these cars right there, it's gonna be some representation, some changes, okay, modifications within the car. You could tell by the lineage, okay, by the lineage car from the Trans. So that's another thing I gotta point out with what Rapido did. So we're not gonna tarry too long. I'm gonna go ahead and one by one, I'm gonna start unboxing. Alright. It's a highly sought after car. Okay, for those out there that do modern contemporary models. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into packaging. The packaging is sturdy, I think that a lot of different model manufacturers could take a cue from Rapido. Okay, so let's take our time, slowly take it out. I'll be just waking up, y'all. So please don't mind the background and stuff. I'm doing a little work on some of the layout. Alright. So within the car, within the box, you got stickers, you got your exploded schematic. Okay. And it's a lot that's in this car. Okay, you got your exploded schematic on everything that went into this car. That's the Union Pacific version. And this right here is the Trans version. Alright. But that's not what y'all here to see. Alright. You got your stickers, your Rapido stickers. You know what I'm saying? And they little silly stickers. You got your storyline on what's the purpose of these cars. Okay, you got one you got one side in French and one side in English. Okay. So now reefer cars have come a long way. I see this at my job at the rail yard. Me doing security at the rail yard. So let's just take this out of the package. The cars are neatly packed securely inside the plastic package. It's real sturdy. Pretty much like, much of my, I gotta say, man, I got a lot of Rapido products. You know what I'm saying? It's chasing, y'all, I don't know what y'all got going on. Taking that bread from my brother, but I can't complain. Y'all got some good stuff. So we'll set this aside. I'm gonna set each one of them aside one by one. I want to take my time. These cars out there got a lot of parts. Like a sticker fell on the floor. All right. So, okay, there's the lineage. That's the new company that took over Trans. You got the Trans. And another thing about these cars I'm gonna talk a little more about is they each one have got a names, and I'm gonna, pretty much, we're gonna discuss a little bit about the artwork. Right? I'm using one. I ain't got no tripod, so I gotta bear with me. I gotta bear with me for a minute. I got some of the cars that is just the car without the sound effects of the refrigeration unit and I got the others with the refrigeration sound. So once again, you got your instructions and storyline about the reason what this car's for. You got your Rapido stickers, and you got your contents must be kept in a climate controlled environment. These cars got Wi-Fi, so if some Bama out there try to break into the car for potatoes or whatever, or anything out there, because of course, what's the lading inside these cars, there's some money in there. So, they want to try to get in, but they usually are unsuccessful. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm there. And they usually end up in my handcuffs. They usually start begging and crying, pleading. I had a couple of daggone El Salvadorian cats that tried to break into the big cars, complain to the 104 precinct in Glendale, in Ridgewood, saying some big black guy be harassing and chasing them out of the yard. So I guess I'm doing my job. That's Cryo Trans. I'm gonna tell you a little more about the details about the cars. I'm gonna do a little comparison and stuff, so that way everybody knows the difference. No two cars are the same. All right, and this one right here is the Greenbrier Management Services, the AOKX. All right, you know what I'm saying? So this is a plain Jane car, but and stuff. This is one with the speaker inside. So let's go ahead and just open this. Excuse me, like I said, I ain't got no tripod on me. So, you know what I'm saying, just bear with me. You know what I'm saying? Just bear with me. And stuff, man. Like I said, I'm just waking up. Now, previous, I had, of course, before I leave the shop, I do my tests. And I'm saying, make sure they roll right. It was 100% coupler height. You know what I'm saying? It was good money. Yeah, it was pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? The coupler height was pretty decent. There was no real ill body. It was no body wobble. Now I'm definitely, change the coupler though, because they using Rapido's cardiac coupler. It's a metal coupler, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? But when I see these cars, I see them long shank couplers. Excuse me. Just give me a minute. Just want to take them out one by one, and we're going to go over the details. All right. Again, bear with me. I'm just waking up, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, what we're going to do, I'll get my little pointer. All right. So, I got 3 of these cars out right now, and we're going to talk about them. So, this is a highly sought after car. I pre-ordered them about a year ago. You know what I'm saying, when they made that announcement. And for those out there that, they worry about cost or whatnot, you definitely want to take advantage of pre-ordering things and then just take $20, throw it away. You know what I'm saying? Altogether, from Train World, I've spent about $233, okay, for 3 of these. You know what I'm saying? And stuff, 2 without sound, 1 with sound. Because some people out there, they feel that, well, with sound, it really ain't gonna make a difference, so this, that, and the third. But, I hear them things rumble all through the night, you know what I'm saying? And so just carries potatoes and everything. So a lot of folks out there was looking for the Cryo Trans, okay? Let's take a look at it, okay? Smooth these right here back for the moment. We're gonna talk about them, because there's a difference. So another thing about Rapido Trains, they're very specific, okay, road specific detail. So, okay, what you getting with this car? Okay, excuse the lighting too. You know what I'm saying? Just bear with me. All right, give me a minute. I'll try to adjust because I just want to. All right, So you got your couplers and everything. Okay, it's your brake in. You got your hand brakes, crossover bar. That's metal, you know what I'm saying, walkway, your ladders on the side. Okay, your excessive height, okay, with your data on the top. Okay, your ladders and everything, okay, with your, your grab irons and everything. The trucks is what got me right here. All right. The trucks, okay, let me focus. All right, the trucks got your car data as well as your axle, your blue axle caps and everything. These cars, the axles do not rotate. Okay, so let me just give y'all a heads up on that. But so far, it looks good. Excuse me. Conspicuously reflectors, because people out there at nighttime, they want to rush, they don't know what's moving, what's not. So, what I'm saying, people are hard-headed. Just what it is. I'm coming at y'all on some New York type thing. You know what I'm saying? We kind of straight up here. All right? You're protected today is perishable for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty clean. Your data and everything, your labels and everything's good. This car right here is all good. Simple as that. Okay, now the notches within the doors, what looks like it's molded in, but that's not a deal breaker to me, because in real life, on the prototype, those bars and everything are within the door. They're within the door stop. All right, within the car and stuff, you also have, your door tracks as well. Okay, the roller wheels for the doors. Okay, the door guides and everything, and of course, your data. Your wood patch for your instructions or whatever. More conspicuous tags on the side and stuff. Your Cryotrans logo. Your data also on this side. Now the business end, okay, another part of the business end is your reefer, okay, your reefer details. Okay, your refrigerator compartment, okay, is, just do a little close up. Your data and everything, checking the temperature, see those black spots right there between these two bars right here. Let's put this down right here. Give me a minute. Okay, that's where your lights and everything going to be, so your readouts and everything. And another thing about these cars, your cage. Okay, this is modern day, 2010 presumably, okay, and beyond. Of course, you got your McCarty coupler, your instructions on your tank, on your fuel tank. Your refrigeration unit is like well detailed. Okay, and each one of these refrigeration units has it's gonna be different. Okay, you got your, I guess this is your solar panel, and this also in real life the car has Wi-Fi. For the shippers out there, so that way they can keep track of the things that they're shipping, that this car is shipping. Also, if somebody's tampering with the car, I get the message. Okay, I can get a message. Okay, that somebody's messing around with it. I got the car, the data, and everything. I gotta check it out and see who's daggone messing with my potatoes or onions, my green beans or milk or anything out there that's perishable. Okay, so this right here, of course, is the more older of the three here. If you notice here, there's no notch. It's straight. It's a straight up big gigantic rolling refrigerator. Another thing that's a standout is the etched metal walkway on the walking way treads in between and the rounded cage. Excuse me. Same thing on the other side. And so same thing on the other side. You got your muffler on the top. Okay, now let's look at the underside. Something we really don't want to see, but Rapido's got a stickling of detail under the car. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and light this right quick. So, of course, you got your McCarty coupler. Okay, you got your it's more static if anything. Um, your cushion frame, the impact frame, and everything, the springs right there. So when these cars connect with one another, okay, it's cushioned so that way the lading within the car is not damaged. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That way, when it gets to where it's gotta go, it's everything's intact. Okay. Once again, your wheels, okay, it's got your, blue end caps for your axles, okay, as well as the data on the trucks. Okay. Your brake rigging, okay, you got a lot of activity going on here. And so your brake rigging, air reservoir, and everything tied up under here, typical of Rapido. You know what I'm saying? All your brake apparatus, you're going to see that, okay? Again, same thing on the other side. You got your shock impacts as well as your neatly, formed air brake pipe, okay? Once again, these cars do have long shank couplers, okay, in real life. So, I'm going to get to that, when I get a chance. Your tack boards and everything. The top also is what, there's some differences, but not all, you know what I'm saying? Greenbrier, it's a different company, you know what I'm saying? So, your end detail, once again, you got your brake rigging, okay, your crossover pad, as well as that's etched metal. Yeah, I think it is etched metal and stuff. But yeah, your crossover bars so that way the crew can hang on. All right. So I usually keep these cars if they're not by themselves or coming back empty. That's where I'll be in the mixed train. But I usually keep these cars, all my refrigerated cars usually travel my intermodal trains. All right. So Rapido Trains is taken over by Lineage, which is the new company. It's got some pretty decent artifacts. Okay, upside down triangular type deal. Okay, with the mini triangles. This is a good artifacts, a good, blue top sill. Well, kind of like a jade top sill. Another thing some people out there, will question, okay, it's quite obvious. If you notice, the data is raised on these cars. Why? Of course, it's obvious because you got taggers and people out there to see this big, gigantic white refrigerator. Okay, and people out there don't want nice things, obviously. So they tag the car and stuff. So, which people out there that need to read the data so that way they can, track the car. Okay, the shippers and, the freight company can track the car. They could, at least could see the data. You know what I'm saying? If you want to keep it on paper, so the way it gets to where the car can get to where it is. But you got people out there that live like slobs, and and people out there they think that, and I'm from the Bronx, it's all good, but I guess scratching the door 50 years on this planet, what I'm saying, you get to I gotta say, being civilized is much more cooler than being a daggone an idiot. But that's not here there. This is daggone model train review. Kids gonna see it. I ain't trying to be too frank about it. But yeah, you got your data, your car data located to the top, your arts for the door for the car, okay, lineage. And also another thing about these cars is they have names. Okay, Swiss Alps is what I got. Okay, you got your data and everything, instructions for the door. Okay, you got your knob and everything, your turn twist knob. This is a plug door car, like most refrigerated cars. And stuff, your your grab irons. The paint is pretty decent, okay? You know what I'm saying? Some people out there, they want to get their magnifying glass on and they want to tap in just a little more just so that way you can see every piece of rivet, whatever. I don't really, I don't think it's a deal breaker, but, I guess that's whatever people floats their boat, okay? You got your end details, okay, your brake rigging, okay, your brake wheel, your chain, your couple lift bar, okay, your McCarty coupler, as well as data on the back sill, your crossbar, the cruise the crossover, okay, to get to the other side. You have your, your height level, paint right here, because the car's pretty tall. People trying to make that bread, they're trying to make money. Now, here's another thing. Okay. Again, one thing about Rapido, and the same thing with scale trains. Excuse me. No two refrigeration units are alike. Every now and then, they change it. When the cars go for overhaul, of course, the etched metal walkway, okay, to get to the other side, as well as, your gauge readout, okay, your you see, check the temperature of the car, okay. Your McCarty couplers, your airline, your train airline, your couple lift bar. The ladders. People out there want to, get on and stuff to go ahead when they do their switching, okay. For that extra refrigeration unit. Same thing on the other side. Same thing on the other side. And also on the other side, you got your brake rigging, just like the cryo trans. Now, unlike the cryo trans, let's just put a two comparison right here. Now notice here, no notch. Right here, it's a notch. So there's a difference. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And you got your, your car data also on the wheels. Okay, on the truck bogies. There we go. Now, get your plain Jane right here. These cars are much bigger than the older ones, which I'm going to pop out. Okay, some of them are on my own road. The Atlas ones that I got is the oldest, and so we're going to show you, okay, this mechanical reefer right here. Okay, I got the one with the sound as well on there, so I'm gonna show you where the lights and everything come on. Yeah, same things, plain Jane. Really not much to see and anything. You got your data and everything. Your data is also on the top. Some vandals, whatever, vagabonds, they see this, and it's like one big rolling artboard on them until I come around. When I come around, they usually take off the run, the spray cans on the tracks, whatever. I gotta confiscate and take pictures and everything. Eventually to go back to, where the car is assigned to, or, some car shop, they go ahead and repaint it. Okay, thousands and thousands of dollars wasted to deal with idiots that want to live like slobs. It is what it is. You got your data on your, your fuel tank, okay, the cage, bulges out just like these new cars. Your refrigeration units is Carrier. Okay, so Carrier is the new refrigeration unit, and of course, once again, the car is plug door. You got your conspicuous stripes, and your underbody details that Rapido's known for. Okay. Also, another thing, let me show you all a little something. Under the cars with sound, you have a dial. Okay, right here. Use a Phillips head or whatever. Well, not a Phillips head, but a flat head to turn it up loud. you know what I'm saying, or to cut it off, whatever. I like mine nice and loud, or at least to hear that, yo, this thing's got power. And, you know what I'm saying, your strawberries out there is going to come to you fresh. All right? So that's your sound and stuff. That is just your sound for these cars. Now, unlike most cars, you know what I'm saying, you have different types of refrigerator cars. My Atlas cars that I had for forever and a day for my chilling ship service. Of course, the vandals got to it, and it is what it is. Excuse me, as well as time. You sitting out in the yard, okay, you out in all kind of elements, different weather. This is usually what happens, okay? As you can see, the cars are short. These cars right here for Atlas are shorter, okay? You know what I'm saying? But it's the same purpose, okay? It serves the same purpose, okay? Unlike your Greenbriers, your Trinity cars or whatever, and stuff may be shorter. The cage is different. The height, okay, may be just a little the same. Maybe no, actually, it's just a few meters shorter, a few inches shorter, and stuff on the Atlas. But you know what I'm saying, man. Of course, time got to it. You know, I added the scale chains and everything. Yeah, you know, time got to it. Um, Pretty well detailed, you know, for what it's worth. And then, you know, you got your Walters cars. Now, unlike the Rapido and the Atlas car, the Walters, you know, I don't want to say they plain Jane in detail. You know what I'm saying? Some things like the couple lift bar I had to add on. I had to add the KD couplers as well as some of the stuff for the undercarriage. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, Walters, give or take, is no more than a filler. Okay? You know what I'm saying? For those who want to do a full distribution center, okay, then that's where Walters come in. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, some details such as, you know, the refrigeration cabling and everything, I had to add that and everything just to wake the car up. You know, same thing, you know, with my DLLTA trim cools. So your Walters cars are your fillers. You know what I'm saying? Your Walters cars are your fillers. And you know, you got different things, safety apparatus, you know, chains on the end and everything, you know, for the, you know, workers or whatnot. Uh yeah, that's what that is. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just not only that, here's another thing, you know, the differences is that, you know, with Rapido and Atlas, you know what I'm saying, has the you know, it's a little more detailed on the top of the refrigeration unit, whereas Walters, again, it's just plain Jane. You know it's there. You know what I'm saying? You know it's there, but you know, ain't nobody really looking for the top. So, I mean, it is what it is. Now, here's another thing that's striking to most folks. Okay, I got the sound off on this engine because I want y'all to go ahead and we're gonna take a look. I repainted. Oh, give me a minute. It's a beer car. We don't want that to fall. It's a beer bandits to get to it. So, you know what I'm saying? Now I ain't shading the Atlas or not. So, just give me a minute. We're gonna take this Greenbrier car. We're gonna put it on the track. I'll show you a little something that stands out. Scale trains and Rapido. Now, put that on. when you read out, when somebody comes by and they read out, usually at the distribution center or at the point of origin, you're gonna have individuals out there. They're gonna do the readout to make sure that the temperature is right. When moving, when this car is moving. So, within the train, of course, you got Wi-Fi and whatnot, and people get to see what's going on. Like, where's my perishables? Is everything gonna be all right? What I'm working with. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then I can get, my director, hey, check the temperature, something that somebody messing with the car, whatnot, go ahead and take a look. And usually, the car's parked on track 8 or whatever. I see the daggone car, and the temperatures is such and such, is 49 degrees or something and stuff for some produce or whatever, broccoli, cauliflower, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that has to be at a certain temperature. Otherwise, when it gets to the distribution or where it's got to go, you don't want to open up the car and, you know what I'm saying, it smell like an old batch of collard greens. You know what I'm saying? So, you want to make sure that your shipment is fresh. And with a car like that, it's a pretty big car. You know what I'm saying? So that's carrying a lot of daggone broccoli and cauliflower, collard greens, you know what I'm saying, and all kind of different produce or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And stuff, man. We definitely don't want to open the car and, you got millions of dollars worth of merchandise, so several hundred thousands to millions of dollars worth of merchandise spoiling on you. I've heard stories, you know what I'm saying, where they have to bury daggone truck trailers and some box cars, you know what I'm saying, because the meat done went bad. So, definitely want to, shippers and everything definitely want to make sure that the car is going where it's got to go, right? So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And, of course, also, with the beer cars, that right there, they want that daggone liquor. The way things are right now, it's hard. So, it is what it is. So, okay, again, you're gonna have a lot of, hopefully y'all get y'all shipping, you'll get y'all shipment in for these cars. Okay, a decent price for these cars. Okay, you get it with sound or without sound. Most people I know, they got it without sound because they was like, well, what's the use in that? You know what I'm saying? Some will find it annoying with the sounds. Some want the full detail, okay, the full effect of the cars. I like mine with sound. Some of them. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Like, subscribe. Like it, bump it, dump it, write it. You already know what to do. Okay, this is just, some of the stuff I got going on is just some modules that will attach to some of my other modules for the bigger layout. Okay, so, but yeah, this is just my review of the Greenbrier, 780 cubic foot Greenbrier Reefers from Rapido. Again, go ahead and pick it up at your brick and mortar stores. Okay, if you got your pre-order, should be on the way. Alright. And yeah, I think you'll enjoy the car, man. I really enjoy it. I like what I'm seeing so far. Again, it's not no body wobble. Oh, also, here's another thing. Got that daggone keep alive. Them capacitors out there is pretty strong. So your cars can roll over dead spots and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And, it's good money. So, once again, it's Daniel Lucas. You know what I'm saying? Like it, bump it, dump it, write it. You know what I'm saying? Greenbrier. Okay, you got the trend cools for the scale trains, but right now, Greenbrier. Nurse Nicole, excuse me. Greenbrier cars is number one. You're going to hear a lot of people out there going to come out with their reviews and everything. So, now will I eventually tag and, do whatever and stuff, weather the car, whatnot? Not initially. Okay, I think that because when I see these cars, that going Mr. Noons and all, they hard pressed to make sure that these cars is nice and neat and stuff, and make sure that they get to the shipper. That's our bread. Okay, this the bread. So I don't think nobody want these cars that going tampered with or whatnot. I don't want, because then I gotta hear it from the bosses. So, I'm saying, I know some of y'all looking at this Dash 8. Check on my dad going Facebook deal. Okay, Cord Ketchum. Okay, and I'll tell you a little more about that. But anyway, I ain't gonna tarry too long. What I'm saying, because I'm gonna get up, shower up right now, because I feel like I'm smelling just like the daggone refrigeration ain't working. All right, this is Daniel Lucas, and I'm out.